Just as the fish rots from the head down, similarly, if you've got a great leadership, it gives business assurance and confidence.
Yeah.
And I see that, and that's why I'm really keen to. That's what this show's about. You've got to bring the Australian people along for the ride, explain to them what's going on in Canberra, because it's becoming harder and harder for them to keep up with what's going on, because now it's taking two working parents to just pay for the kid to be at healthcare, or 3 kids or whatever. And so that's why this is so important. It's giving these people free information. Here you go. This is what the Prime Minister's about. You don't have to agree with this, but in my opinion, looking at what the Prime Minister has done in his last term and this term, it seems as though his top priorities are always, how can I get back in power next time? The voice referendum, he looks at how can we entrench power into the Constitution? How can we, like even this bill coming up, 4-year terms, another referendum and more MPs, and maybe more senators in that bill. These are the things that I'm noticing. And it's like, hang on, you have like shareholders, the voters.
Yeah.
What are you doing for them? What have you done for me lately? A lot of people are asking that. And I don't know what you think of that.
No, well, you're right. I mean, you can't look back since the Second World War and see too many governments which have delivered the lowest standard of living. Australia's been on a pretty strong growth profile for 80 years, and now we've jolted since COVID.
Yeah.
I think the problems were pre-COVID, frankly, but we've had a jolt since then. What is he doing? I actually thought until 2 weeks before the last election, I think he was sort of resigned to losing. But given that he's defined benefits, pensions, it wouldn't have been a bad result here. It's like heads I win, tails I win. I mean, so he's got back in. I think it's a surprise. I don't think he really felt that until we got close to election date, and a lot of people got it wrong. And a bit like America, Trump got up because I think the alternative wasn't much good. Australia, the Liberal Party really put a pathetic case to the Australian public. And I think there was a lot of bias in the analysis. People said, well, I'm anti-Labor, so I'm going to vote Liberal. But they missed the whole point that the Liberals weren't putting up tangible policy. And to its credit, the Australian people, we can talk about the 32% who voted, but to their credit, they weren't in aggregate going to put the other side in because they didn't have anything to offer. And the current government had only been in 3 years, probably given that a go. I don't believe.
If I can just take 20 seconds of your time, I apologise for interrupting this clip. If you'd like to support Turning Point Australia and what we're doing to help keep the lights on and keep the work going moving forward, please check out our website at tpaust.com.au. We've got a range of merchandise, whether it's the Make Australia Great Again hat, whether it's the other shirts that we have, or the educational maps that we have. Please go and support. If you don't want to buy any merch, that's fine. You can also support us by buying us a coffee and becoming a regular subscriber for as little as $4 a month. I'll let you guys get back to it. Thank you so much.
You can be so far, in terms of seats in the House of Reps that you're undefeatable. We know things can turn.
Yeah.
And
John Howard, similar amount of seats, and he lost using the next.
He lost his prime ministership, and bringing that up, I think Australia's slide really started, unfortunately, under Howard, because I think Labor's going to fall for the same problem. I think people like to think, well, I've got a leader now. Who's the next leader? Who's being groomed for the job so they can see continuity? Labor's now got this strange way they elect their leader, and who's the next guy? No one knows. The current guy, I don't think he expected to be past the election. Now he's got it. He's got the taste.
Yeah.
But really, this should be his last term, and he should hand over to someone else, and it should be obvious who it is. I don't think there's any clear runner there. But Howard should have handed over to Costello, and not that I'm a Costello fan, but I think there was a transition there. Hawke did the same thing. Keating fell through one election, but quite clearly Hawke should have passed the baton,
Yeah.
Is 8 years, 6, 8, 9 years, 10 years long enough to be a Prime Minister? Menzies wouldn't agree, but he's gone. They're not monarchs. They're not there for life. And I think Australia suffers through career politicians. I think it's not good. The baton passing inside parties is not good. The bringing up of intelligent, younger people through with new thoughts. A lot of what we're talking about is it the older generation who's upset with Australia, or is it the next generation? I think it's the next generation. And so Having old people telling you how good things are in their world is not going to help. And things can move very quickly. And we're seeing the protests, which we've talked about, but swings in political party. Should Australia have more political parties? Probably should. Should they be in the middle? Probably should. Should they be sensible? Absolutely. But crikey, in the way we sit today, being a politician, I've got to take my hat off to them at the abuse they cop. And I like to be reasonable in my criticism. Some people will make that assessment where I am reasonable. But, I think we need politicians who come and go. Probably 8 to 10 years is long enough. They should be out of Parliament. I think when they stay and stay and stay, you get bias, you get dogma, and you don't get youthful relief, and intelligent relief. I think it's, and it also goes for the bureaucracy. We've got lifetime bureaucrats there.
Yeah. On more than the Prime Minister.
That's
or
right.
money than the Prime Minister.
So,
thank you so much for watching the show. I hope you enjoyed this particular clip. If you want to support this show and keep the lights on and support everything we're doing at Turning Point Australia, please head to tpaust.com.au, where we've got hats, we've got shirts, we've got maps. And if you don't want to buy any merch, that's perfectly fine. If you want to just buy maybe a cup of coffee a month, for as little as $4 a month, you can help us get a small long black to actually support the show and actually keep things going. Thank you guys so much for your support. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you later.